This was the central prison in Deraa Ismail Khan in Pakistan last week after a major assault. Attackers disguised as police approached the complex and then blasted it with rocket launchers and machine guns. In all, 248 prisoners escaped, including around 45 the Pakistani government considered particularly dangerous. So far, at least 40 have been recaptured, but the vast majority are still at large. Earlier, more than 1,100 prisoners escaped from the al-Qaeda jail in Libya. Again, many of the escapees were considered highly dangerous. And again, only a small proportion have been recaptured. And days before that, al-Qaeda had said it had helped as many as 500 inmates to break out of Iraq's Abu Ghraib prison in another apparently well-planned attack. In all three cases, many of the escapees were hardened fighters linked to armed groups like al-Qaeda. It's led the international police agency Interpol to issue a global alert and to question publicly whether the attacks were linked.
And now we're talking about thousands of these dedicated jihadists being free to go about their business. We should really be concerned about that, and they will go about their business. Make no mistake. These people are dedicated, they are politically and theoretically motivated, and they will strike, and they will strike against the number one enemy, which is the United States.
The US weapon of choice to deal with these kinds of groups has been drone strikes. Despite President Obama's declaration this year that the drone would no longer play such a prominent role, it is still in use. Last week, 9 people were killed in Yemen in 2 separate drone strikes. Some people there say that such attacks merely provide more ammunition to al-Qaeda and other armed groups. The threat of attacks on Western interests there has prompted several governments to close their embassies across the region on Sunday. But with so many escaped prisoners still at large, the wider threat they pose may last much longer. Dominic Kane, Al Jazeera.